Hi, and welcome to this webinar where we're going to take a look this afternoon. Just one report, the vet check report. Philippa is just going to take you through it. I suppose the first question is, why would you want to use the vet check report when I've got, for example, all the cows that are due to PD on my dashboard?
Okay, right, so if we go and have a quick look at the herd fertility status report. So we go to the cow's head and then go to fertility and then to herd fertility status. So what it does is, so you've got your freshly calved cows here, you've got your voluntary waiting period line there. What you can do with the vet check list is you can pick up these cows here, these open cows that haven't been served or haven't had a heat, and sort of pull them out of the report, so you can see if there's anything that needs doing with those cows or there's any problems.
I guess problem cows as well, like the one that's been PD negative for crazy days.
So you can pull these cows out that nothing's happened to them, or that they're PD negative, so you can check, make sure there's no problems and things like that.
Okay, so where do we go for the vet check? So
if you go cow's head, and then you want to go to special reports, and then to vet checklist report. If this is a report you're going to be using a lot, what you can do is you can right click on the tile and do add to toolbar, and then that'll pop that up at the toolbar at the top for you, so you've got a sort of shortcut to it. Okay, so then here we've got our vet checklist. So it gives us a sort of we haven't got too many cows on here, which is good. So if we go into properties, and then from here, if you got to reasons at the top, here we can go through and pick and choose what reasons we want to be included on our vet list. So at the moment we've got no heat. So each of these items you can click on, and then you can change the parameter settings over here. So at the moment we've got it set for any animals that have been calved and not had a heat 65 days after calving, then they will automatically join the vet list. Same as we've got here, animals that haven't been served 80 days. Again, all this can be changed to what you want to see. Again, we've got PD negative cows as well. You also got the option here to do your PD checks as well. And you've got this one down here with the health checks. So if you've got certain health conditions or treatments that you use that you want the cow to be seen by the vet for, you can add them into this health reporting and this treatment list, and then as you enter those in your daily event screen, animal will automatically join the vet list for that recheck. I'll show you where to enter in those health reporting and treatment sections in a minute.
I see you've got postnatal checks, so would you use that in this report rather than action scheduler? Or?
Yeah, yes, that's it. Yes, so then you can pick and choose. So you can do a postnatal check, or you can do check calved cows. It depends how you want the animal to leave the list. So if you want it to go off when you put a heat or insemination in, I'd use the check calved cow one, and then she'll go off there automatically after you put a heat or insemination in.
Okay.
Any changes you make in here, just make sure you click the save preset button before you click OK. So then next time you come to use it, you don't have to redo all your settings again. If you wanted to create a list for somebody, maybe you were doing, maybe you were away and you were wanting to produce a list for a member of staff ahead of time, you have this option in selection. Down at the bottom here, you've got the date, so you can move that date forward. So if you wanted to make a list for the following Wednesday, following week, you can change the date in there, click save, and then when you click OK, it will then pull up more animals. So we've got a few more animals that have joined the list, because they'll be due for next week on here.
And what about can you see this on the app?
Yep. So if we go back into properties, so in here you can see we've got our vet checklist one here. You've also got the option for a UTouch app one. Again, on the reasons, you'd have to go through and select your reasons, because obviously they'll be different from what is set up on the other preset. So just make sure you go through, select what you want, click save, and then sync your phone back with the computer, and then it will update the list for you.
I saw in selection there you can say what you want to actually have. No, what's general, is it? Yeah, so you can actually say there what you want to show on the report. So if you had milk meters, you could have SPP and 7-day average.
Yep, Yes, you can just click and unclick what columns you don't want to have in.
Okay.
When using the vet checklist for things like your postnatal checks or health checks, you need to put in, to take the animal off the list if everything's okay, you need to have like a default treatment for confirming that she's fine. So at the moment, under this action bit, we haven't got anything in here. So if we add in a default treatment,
so she would just remain on the list.
Yeah, if she's not got a check by vet put in, then she'll stay on there forever. So if we just put a default of vet checked okay, then you've got this tab at the top that says vet checklist. And then if you just make sure you tick check by vet in there, and then it will use, whenever you enter that treatment in on a check by vet, it will take the animal off. So you can have more than one. So if there's certain treatments you want to enter in for certain health conditions, then you can add them in and just put the check by vet on there. But we'll just use this as our default one. So that fills that one in there. So we'll just click save and okay. Then that add one's in there. So I just may go back to the other preset.
So if you pick a health condition, you can set it for as a reason. She will then come on to the vet check.
Yep. Yeah. So as we had in, go back into properties under reasons, you've got your health check here. So at the moment, these are the health reporting reasons we've got. So you've got two there that are just remark only, and one for a reason for vet check. And then these are the treatments that are reasons for vet check.
So if she had a big calf, that wouldn't put her on the list.
No.
But if she was on the list because she wasn't bullying,
yeah,
you'd then see the remark only big calf. So it's important that that's set correctly.
Yeah. So if you can see this cow down here, she's on there because she hasn't had a heat or insemination after calving. But you can see there when she calved, she had bad calving.
Yeah.
So just to show you where you can enter in those options, if you go to the cow's head, daily tasks, and then into health condition list or your treatment list, and then if we find the one we want, so if we use this one, dirty cow, and then go to edit, then in here you've got this actions tab, and then here at the bottom you've got your vet checklist. So you've got your action for vet checklist. At the moment it's set to no presentation, but then you can then select it as a remark only or a reason for vet check. If you put it as a reason, and then you can see there on the list it's changed it now to a reason for vet check. So if we go back to our vet list, back into properties, and then back into reasons, click on a health check, we can then see that that reason has then now been added to the list.
So if we want to take that cow off the list?
Yep, so at the moment I haven't got any cows on there with that health condition, but we can use this one here. So this one, 168, she's on there because of retained fetal membranes, but she's been checked and everything's fine. So to remove her off the list, what you can do is highlight the cow, go to check by vet down at the bottom, and then we can go through, pop in our date, pop in our vet check, okay. Go to next, there's no treatment or anything, and just click finish. And then that will remove that cow off the list.
And you have to do that in this report, not in value events, yeah?
Yeah, so the check by vet stuff you have to do, and you like postnatal checks, anything related to the vet list has to be done through this list. So you can either use the check by vet for like your health conditions or postnatal checks, or you can use the batch entry function in here, which will then, you can then select like PD checks, calving checks, that sort of thing. So you can then do them in groups if you've got a few to do.
Yeah, so for big farms, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think that's explained it pretty well. Let's just go to the questions because we've got a fairly big group on today. Just see what questions we've got. I see one person a little bit late. Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, there will be a short survey at the end, so the person who's late, I don't think you can really answer that. But if the others could answer that, we'd really appreciate it. There will be a movie that will come out via email tomorrow afternoon, and on that there's a link actually. So I think there's about 40 or 50 different short movies.
There's quite a few on there now.
If you could give us some feedback, if you're finding this helpful, we really appreciate it. Or maybe some subjects that you would like to see covered. I think the only thing I'd say with the vet check report is when it's set up the first time, it's probably best to phone the help desk.
Yeah, because you don't want it to have too many cows on it.
Yeah.
You know, irrelevant information. So.
And then really it just becomes a question then of fine tuning it. So we can show you the bits you need to go to. For example, if you're changing the number of days when the cow's PD, things like that, we can fine tune it. So the hard work is to start with to get it set up. Then it's really just a question of fine tuning. So I think it's an important report, and it's one that, we want you to use to make the most of your program. So hopefully you found it helpful. Next week we are doing, what are we doing? Health event.
Health event analysis.
Yeah, so actually analysing health conditions. Okay, thanks very much for your time and look forward to speaking with you next week or on the help desk.